We're live now. Is it, what time is it, KP?
Right.
Digital Cara?
It's too early.
It's too early, it's 2:59.
Turn it off. This is overtime.
This is overtime. Welcome.
Or does that make it undertime?
I don't know, but welcome. Welcome to NIOA TV Livestream. We have ironed out the bugs again, the digital bugs, and we are coming to you live on Facebook, 3 p.m. Friday for February. And I tell you what, boys, it's good to see you again.
Thank you, mate.
Yeah,
we made it back from the States, yeah.
It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks actually since we've got back from the States. But could I just say, look what we've got here. NIOA water.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wash the desert out of me, but
It's water strained through the staff of NIOA.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You got Mount Franklin, which comes from a beautiful glacier or somewhere. And where does NIOA water come from?
Not as beautiful as NIOA staff.
Okay,
right,
all
go
right.
there.
Right.
All I want to know is, do we have people online, Digital Cara? Yes, we do. Can they hear us?
I think so.
Round of applause, Digital Cara, Digital Naomi.
Yeah.
Can we hear you, ladies? Are you there?
They're going off as usual.
I tell you-
The enthusiasm just...
I tell you what.
Yeah.
And listen,
Right.
it's great to have you on board. And what we thought we'd do is talk to you.
You got no idea, have you?
I've got no idea.
It's got nothing.
Look, I got to be honest. Okay, it's Friday afternoon. We've been to the pub. Okay.
We did have a nice lunch.
We did have a great lunch. Anything could happen this afternoon. But look, I thought what we do is we just give a bit of a recap of our ShotShow tour, Bushy.
Tour.
Tour. Well,
I
you know,
remember it as work, actually.
it was work. It was
A
work.
very busy week.
In fact, actually, Digital Cara was going through all the photos. She seemed to think that it wasn't work. It was more of a junket. But,
Right.
you know.
Well, I think that says something about the quality of the photographer. And
Yeah, and that was you, wasn't it?
I can't say. What I can say though is that I did have the boss's credit card. I was in Las Vegas, and I may have lost a little bit of money, but it's coming up on an episode of NIOA TV, so stay tuned. But yeah, I will pay it back. I promise. All right.
there may not be a live stream March.
Live stream. So Bushy, ShotShow. It's always the biggest firearms exposition in the world. Closely followed, I guess, by NIOA.
Yeah, very closely. It used to be like double the size of IWA or NIOA in Nuremberg, whatever you want to call it, many years ago, and now NIOA's almost the size of ShotShow. So, but ShotShow still wins. It's huge.
And I guess the big thing and the reason why we do go there is because not only we catch up with all our suppliers, but we also look for new and exciting products that might be coming out
Yeah, if we get time.
if we get time. But listen, I thought what we might be able to do today, fellas, is actually talk about some of the products we know we are getting, and we are.
No, that's a bold statement.
It's a big statement, but Bushy, anything to sort of add before we get into this?
Look, I don't know. I'm still coughing up the desert, so Las Vegas is very much still with me. I love the 4% humidity. It just works so well.
Oh, you
for
turn
me.
into a chip.
Yeah.
But listen, look, before we get started.
Human cornflake.
Before we get started into it, guys, let's not forget, this is your show. We are here to answer your questions. So if you've got any questions about anything that we're talking about here on NIOA TV Livestream, we would love to help you out, and we'll answer the questions the best as we can. If we don't know the answer, look, we will find out, but we just may not be able to answer it on the live stream. But hey, let's get into it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
anything you think that's new for 2020, I mean, we've seen most of it. Some of it we won't get for a while, but at least we've seen it, we know what's coming.
Yeah. But look, well, let's start off with Adler. Everybody loves an Adler. Everybody's got an Adler lever action shotgun. Why wouldn't you? Everyone. Well, if you
I don't
haven't,
think we sold that many.
if you haven't, you need to get yourself one. It's Australia's most controversial lever action shotgun. You should have one.
That's
all right?
for sure. You're
Okay.
right. That's
Can't
the
argue with that.
truest thing you've ever said.
There you go. But listen, Bushy, they've got something new for them.
Yeah, and you know, like I said, when we go to a show, you don't know what you're going to get, and they brought a barrel over to me, and I thought, yeah, we've got barrels. And then he, Turkish, we're talking sign language, and lo and behold, it had rifling from one end to the other. Wasn't ready for that. They never told us it was coming. So this barrel only fits the A110 lever action, doesn't fit the straight pull. and it's a drop-in barrel, so you don't need fitting for this. Just order one, go straight in your guns, headspace ready to go. It's 24 inch. It is rifle from one end to the other. Have a look at it. Rifling's quite shallow, but that's the way it should be in a 12 gauge.
12
It's only
gauge
meant to give it a
usually
little bit of a,
yeah.
a flick and a twist. So it'll shoot sabos and normal lead solid slugs.
And it's fitted with a rail, as you can see on the photo there.
Yeah,
The photo
exactly.
there.
We
Yes.
haven't gone down the rail of the road rail. Road rail. That's plane or
Road rail.
Right, yeah. Airport. That's all I can say. So we haven't put open sights on it. We've put a scope rail on it because most people want to run a little red optic or something like this. As you can see, there's a cantilever scope base. It's actually attached to the chamber of the barrel, so that's how it'll be supplied. Just drops in, bang your optic on the back that's sitting above your receiver. Away you go.
Clearly, this is not for shooting normal shot shells through it.
No.
You could, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't. But it probably wouldn't pattern well.
Yeah.
But it's for solid slugs or sabos or.
Yeah, you can
or
definitely
what.
shoot shot shell through it, but look, I think if you did it at infinitum, you might not do nice things to the rifling, although it's only lead against steel. But I can tell you, being a venerable person who shot 22 rat shot as a kid, when the shot follows the rifling, it just goes anywhere.
Tends to spread it
Yeah,
out.
so not ideal at all. It's
Anyway,
made for solids.
It's specifically there to turn your
Yep.
lever shotgun into a rifle, so
Yeah,
use it that
basically.
way. But anyway, it's available.
Yeah,
Wait,
so-
no, it's not available.
Well, when will it be
So
available?
this is a prototype. There's some weird rules in Turkey about actually building rifles, and companies are only just in the last year to 2 years being given permission to actually have something with rifling in it.
Oh, wow.
Sounds a bit weird, but that's the truth. These guys have just got permission, so they've made a prototype, but I don't think we'll actually see these barrels till probably mid-year, something like that. But it still wouldn't hurt to go and put your name on, because we're going to have a lot of these sold when they arrive. But there it is. It won't be ridiculously dear, even though it's rifle from one end to the other. But the beauty is it'll be drop-in as well, so there's no cost. You can just put it in and start shoot.
And to be clear, we're only at this point offering the barrel only. We're not offering a firearm
Yeah.
fitted with that barrel, correct?
Yeah, because look, there's, as we know, there's a lot of guns out there, and I think we'll start with it as an accessory. If there is a demand to have it as a gun in its own right, we'll consider that. But most people already got a gun, so this is the way to go. Just drop the barrel in, do something different.
And it was always good just to catch up with Hamza and the fellas from Turkey and to talk turkey.
Eat their Turkish delight.
Oh, hey, how was that? The pistachio Turkish delight.
Didn't have any. My body is a temple.
Oh,
The
yeah,
most.
Show us your left hand,
The
Mr.
most,
Temple.
yeah. Just look,
Or is it a playground? I can't remember which one or the
oh,
other.
if it's a
Broken-
temple, mate, it's one of the
broken
most
temple.
broken, desecrated temples I've ever come across. Listen, we have had one question come through, Bushy, and I think it's a pretty easy answer. Someone has asked, is it worth going to ShotShow even if you aren't a supplier like you guys? Well, unfortunately, you can't go.
No.
You actually have to be a supplier to go to the ShotShow.
Well, no, you actually have to be a registered firearms dealer, and they actually check that.
Sorry, you know how we were talking about Ken's body being a temple?
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, Kathy Stevens has just jumped on and has just said liar. I don't know. Yeah,
One word sums it up.
I don't know what that means, Ken.
Yeah, that could be his wife. yeah.
Catherine, haven't you got housework to do?
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
We'll be talking later.
Yes, you will.
Remember what happened last
Okay.
time?
Ken, if you want, you can stay at my place, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, where were we?
Yeah, can you go to ShotShow?
So, if you're just a consumer, no. If you're a dealer, even then, they will vet you and screen you. In fact, they'll send an email to your business email address and that to make sure it's you. Stuff like that. So they're actually quite particular. They never used to be, trust me. I think anyone could get in at one point, but not now. No, they're very security conscious.
It's even difficult for media. So even for myself to get over.
Who'd let him in?
But seriously, to even get over and film stuff to bring you guys, it's a very difficult process. Yeah.
Especially when you're international too. They're more concerned about international visitors than others. So we do get screened, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that's Adler, Bushy, and that's a promising new little product coming out. But mate, one of the first groups of people that we go and see is for our meetings at ShotShow is Alan, the Alan
Not
Company.
always, it's just the way it works.
Well, for the past 3 years, That's how we've done it. Alan's first up on the list.
Get a life, mate, if you're going to remember that.
Listen, there are stacks. There are a stack of new products with Alan. For everything from gun bags to shooting sticks to targets.
Mountains of it.
Now listen, Bushy, what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the Alan Axial Easy Stick shooting monopod.
61 inch.
Yeah. Now, I've actually taken some video footage of this while over at ShotShow, and Digital Car is going to put that up. You'll be able to watch that later. Don't watch it now because you're going to miss the magic that is.
Oh dear.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a nice one. This one, and it's a one-hand operation one, which is the
Yeah,
point, I
there's
guess.
a lot of monopods, and look, Aussies aren't always huge on using these sort of shooting sticks and things like that. But when you've got one that's really easy to use, we do find we sell a lot more of that type of product. I mean, you haven't got to sit there and adjust it and all that sort of thing, and is it right yet? No, this is just one-hand operation. It's got aluminium cam locks on each section, so you can actually lock it up tight. But the general, so what it means is you can actually half set it to a height and then it will vary this much within it, sort of thing. You can use it total. And so you might have locked two sections of it, the other section is variable. So you just set it up, put your rifle on it and use your thumb, and away you just adjust the height just like that and it locks.
Yeah.
Simple. And it's probably half the price
And
of the other things on the market.
If you haven't used one of these things, I mean, Australians are a bit slow to come on board with these kind of accessories,
They
but they
are
are
good.
really good when you actually use one.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
good.
that adjusts like that, yeah, it is good. Absolutely.
Because I'll say fairly recently when we did some other shooting for NIOA TV, we actually had I think it was it a bipod and a tripod that we
did.
used.
Yeah.
And you guys actually found
they
them to
were
be really
brilliant.
good,
Oh no,
didn't
they're
you?
really good.
Yeah.
These well, they're not self-adjusting, but you know what I mean. They're so easy to adjust. As simple as that. And this one comes with a carbide tip, so you can grind it into the dirt and all that, or a rubber boot. You can actually use it as a walking stick.
Yep.
So
And
you'd
that's
need that, Ken.
I'm slowly getting there, yes, and they're extremely light, and it's not
weighs
like they're a
nothing.
burden at all.
It just all folds into something about that long, like an umbrella, and you stick it in your backpack.
Anyway, I was only just saying that because it's probably something I didn't think about using before either, but having used one now a couple of times, it's a good thing. So.
No, these ones that are quick to adjust are worth their weight in gold. They are good.
Yeah, so Bushy, given that the Allen stuff line of things are accessories and there's no real licensing or anything needed with them, when do we expect to sort of start seeing this stuff coming through?
Nearly all our new Allen products, and there's probably 100, we would expect to see in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't forget, check out the video of the Easy
It's a great
Axial Easy
little
Stick.
accessory, and it's not expensive.
And a big shout out to Lee Batty from Allen.
Don't call him that.
He does a great job and shooting that video for me
Batty.
and all that sort of stuff. So thanks, Lee. That's great. Now listen, don't forget, if you've got questions, please ask them, because we have got some sensational prizes. Well, when I say sensational, I may be talking that up a bit. We have got some adequate prizes today. All right, how's that?
Especially if you're
more
cold.
truthful.
I sold it as best I could.
More
so
truthful.
today we've got. Can explain what this is?
Well, that, Matthew,
Yeah.
is a Bushnell
Yeah.
Deluxe Bino harness.
Okay, so
Now,
yeah.
they're really good. We had these once before, and I told everybody then, I'm going to tell you again, that if you cart a pair of binoculars with you when you're out in the field, you got to have one of these.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
They
like a
are
base, you don't
so
have to
much
carry it,
more
touch it.
comfortable than actually just hanging a heavy set of binoculars
Oh,
around
and
your
the
neck.
binoculars swing around. and- yeah, yeah.
Exactly, and yeah.
And listen, and we've got some other prizes. We have got some funky federal beanies, perfect for 40-degree weather that we're currently experiencing.
Or Melbourne viewers.
Or Melbourne viewers. Maybe they've got some Melbourne viewers.
Or if you just want to look like a thug.
Well, no, these are federal ones.
No,
can't
no,
look
you
too-
never.
wouldn't
This
look
is
like
a fashion
thug.
statement,
Yeah,
Kenny.
this is something you'd wear.
Why would you say that?
Yeah, you'd wear this.
And they haven't been on Ken's head, so they'll fit yours.
Yeah.
I could stretch one if anybody
Oh
needs.
no, we ripped the last one in half.
Yeah, come on. All right, so make sure you ask some questions. And
They're a good looking beanie.
they are a good looking beanie.
I wouldn't
all right?
mind one of those myself. We got any more?
I don't know.
You have to watch.
All right.
What if I ask a question?
No,
No.
your questions don't count. Now listen, we
Right.
love catching up with this guy every year. His name is Jochen Anschutz, and he is the president of Anschutz, and they make some
Germany.
awesome rifles, Bushy.
And I like this one.
Oh, actually, Ken
Kenny
do.
loves this
I
one.
do.
Yeah,
I
he does
really
like this
do
one.
like this.
And this
I
is-
couldn't get
It's
it out of
1780.
Ken's at the show. He's like, oh. Bushy, have a look at
Well, it's
this.
just beautifully finished. I have
It
beautiful
is.
timber on it.
Beautiful
And it's smooth. The action is silky smooth. I love the way that they've included the scope mounts onto they're part of the integral with the action.
Yeah, there's a
little,
Picatinny rail almost
like,
on top
like
of it.
little,
Really, yeah.
like lever style bases fit on top. I just liked it. I just thought it was good. And there's
Sweet.
some nice variations in it, different length barrels. There's different stocks. You've got the German
Well, I was
stock.
going
You've
to say,
got
here's a
the
question
classic
for you.
stock.
What's your favourite stock? Do you like German or do you like classic? Because I tell you what, I
What about
like.
thumbhole?
Oh, there's
Comes
a
in
thumbhole.
thumbhole
Are we,
now
are we
too.
getting the thumbhole?
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I still like the German
So do I.
style shots.
Thumbhole? Since when is it coming in a thumbhole?
Well, I'm not telling you. You haven't even got a thumb. It's broken.
Bushy knows something.
How could you look? How could this guy ever use a thumbhole stock? That's why I didn't tell you.
It looks like Mike. Oh.
Don't go there.
No,
No, they've just released the thumbhole
Oh,
model.
really? Okay, well,
They
that's...
have.
Well, given that Ken and Digital Cara are putting together the new 2020-2021 NIOA Hot Products Catalogue,
Yes, and I wasn't told.
is that going to make it in there?
Didn't ask.
Well, I believe that... Have we already done Anschutz yet? No, well, there's still hope.
There's still hope. We
Still
still
hope.
might be able to get it in there.
There's still hope.
But listen,
It's a great rifle.
It is. It's a really nice rifle. And
Beautiful piece of walnut on it. 20-inch threaded barrel or 23-inch plain barrel. Anschutz love 23-inch barrels, and I personally think that's a great length. It's not too short, not too long. It's got 5 calibers. We're only bringing in 4. So we're bringing in 243, 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, and 9.3 by 62, all good calibers. The other one's 8 by 57 IS, and maybe in Tasmania. Not here.
hello to all our Tasmanian viewers. Thank you for
Are you
watching.
Did you say 3006? I thought there was a 3006.
No.
No 3006.
No.
I thought there was.
Actually, there probably is.
I think there is.
Yeah, but that'd be 6 calibers then.
Actually, someone's made a very interesting...
I think there is in 3006. I think he's absolutely right.
Someone-
In fact, I'm sure he's right.
Someone-
I'm wrong.
Look, that's,
Hang on.
hang on a second.
Cut that out and frame it.
Hang on. Bushy's what?
No, I can say it.
Someone's just made a very interesting observation, and they've put that out on Facebook. That said, why is it now that Ken's back that the prizes are very ordinary, but when we had this Ken,
Who's calling our prizes ordinary?
when this Ken was here,
Oh, yeah.
we had some great prizes.
We were giving away rifles, handguns, yeah, anything you wanted.
Actually, I've got to say, this Ken actually proved to be more popular than this Ken. I don't know how that happened.
Certainly more engaging.
And always happy.
Hey, look at this. Hello, everybody. Hey, I'll put him up the back. Hang on.
You can't have 2 Kens in one show, mate. That's a recipe for
Someone
disaster.
has asked us, did we actually get to have a shot of anything while we were
No.
at ShotShow?
No, they actually, not all, some exhibitors have that on the range day on the Monday before, but we actually have meetings on the Monday before the show, so we
Yeah.
can't even go to that. So, no.
Yes, and there's certainly nowhere on site where you can do
No,
it. If
well-
anybody gets the wrong idea about that, there
Yeah,
is nothing.
well, at ShotShow, there's no live ammunition, and there's no firearm that actually would shoot any live ammunition.
Yeah.
They take the firing pins out, and all that, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So we don't run into any controversy, and I actually patronise them for that. I think that's a great
That's a
idea.
great idea,
You can't
for
go
sure.
wrong.
For sure. We do have one question regarding the 1782. Someone says, obviously, what calibers will they come in?
3006.
But are they available with a synthetic?
No.
And is there a stainless version?
No.
Okay.
So, no. No, look, this Anschutz is a traditional German
Yeah.
company, and, it's not as if they haven't done that sort of thing in the past, but I could just about swear on a stack of Bibles that you'll only see, the most radical thing you'll see here is a thumbhole stock. It will be a blued walnut hunting rifle straight up. And that's the way it's going to be. They're all 3-shot, but you can buy a 5-shot magazine for them as an accessory. And did I mention it comes in 3006?
Actually, I think you said that at the start, Bushy.
I probably did. He wasn't listening.
He wasn't listening. Someone's actually just come back with one comment saying "work?" ?
Well,
What,
we're
what,
working
for,
now.
For over there or here now?
No, well, well, I guess it works on both things.
No,
yes,
honestly,
it is work.
It's a punishing schedule.
I can honestly tell you that it's
If
that-
you want to come with us, you've flat out walking at the end of it.
It is.
We normally walked about 60 or 70 kilometres through the show,
Yeah.
and we've got a meeting every half hour on the half hour,
Yeah.
basically.
You walk, and we check this on our phones when we do it. You walk about 15 kilometres a day, and I'm not exaggerating. That's what we do.
Yeah, sure. But well, look. Would I prefer to be sitting in an office looking at the walls? Probably not. But
Drinking beer would be all right.
But it's not all beer and Skittles, that's for sure. Yeah.
But there was a bit of beer.
But it's
At the end of
But
the
it is
show.
interesting.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing too is if you want to see more about this Anshot 1782, I've actually put together a little video from ShotShow. Digital Cara, I think you're going to whack that up for me. You already it's already there. Digital Cara is there. She's done it. She is so.
She's improving with age.
She is improving, I tell you.
Yep, by the time she gets to 12, she will be all over this.
Yeah.
She'll be the king of the sweatshop.
Nice.
Queen of the sweatshop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Queen of the sweatshop. Now listen, I actually didn't get to visit this stand because I was off busy, but I did catch up with Tim. I saw him around on the thing. But
Bowett.
Bushy, Berrak, there's something new. There's a new offering for 2020.
Yeah. And look, they don't often have much because they're a company that, well, I wouldn't say they have limited capacity, but they have the capacity they have. And whenever they get contracts for FBI or military and those sort of things, often, well, a classic example is the Fieldcraft rifle,
Yeah.
that lightweight rifle. We've got about 3 or 4 left in stock. That's that super lightweight hunting rifle. They're not making them at the moment.
At the moment.
Because they just
Oh,
don't have
really?
any capacity to make them.
It's just
Because
suspended.
they've got another contract running.
It,
so
it could happen again, but,
but
at the moment,
but
they're
it's
suspended.
when they've got machine time, they do other things, and this is a derivative of the MRAD, so they didn't have to step too far sideways to make it, whereas the Fieldcraft is a totally different
Yeah.
rifle. So the SMR, which is the single mission rifle, is really an MRAD that you can buy in New South Wales.
Why is that, Bushy?
Well, it doesn't have a folding stock.
There you go.
That's the number one reason, and also you must understand that this does not have an interchangeable barrel either.
Yeah.
So it's a fixed stock, fixed barrel gun. Nothing wrong with that if you just want one.
Looks very similar to the standard
very similar to a
MRAD.
standard
You know,
MRAD.
You can see some differences
Yeah.
in the stock end, but fundamentally looks the same.
3 colours:
Yep.
black, flat dark earth, and
Grey.
Tangerine.
Grey.
Oh, great.
But good guess.
Oh, tell
Yeah,
us
good
close.
guess. And it comes in some new swanky calibers too. So the standard calibers you'd expect in a long range rifle, plus 300 Norma Magnum and 338 Norma Magnum. We don't have another rifle chamber than either of those, so that's new for us.
Yep.
So, and that's got a bit of a following. We're selling quite a bit of Lapierre brass
Yep.
now in those calibers already.
And the 308, there's a couple of different barrel lengths in the 308.
Yep.
You can get it in, I think it's 17, a short one, and
Yeah,
and a 24 or something
something
like
like
that. But there's a couple of different lengths in it, and you've got the usual customer, the usual ones like 6.5 Creedmoor and 300 Win.
But
and
anybody
the
who
like.
wanted an MRAD before and likes this style of rifle, well, and you're in a state where you couldn't have a folding stock, well, we've got an answer for you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bushy, what's the sort of delivery time on these?
Oh, not great because these guys are super busy at the moment. So I think it'll be 6 to 8 months before we get our first shipment.
But having said that, though, they will be a popular rifle. So I'm assuming go into your local dealer and put your name on one, or
Oh, look, they're fairly high-end rifles, so I don't think people are going to be smashing the door down
Yeah,
everywhere
sure.
like an Adler lever action.
yeah.
But certainly if you want one, because for argument's sake, you might want a 338 Norma or something, and we haven't ordered one in the first shipment because we didn't know.
Yeah.
So if you are interested, definitely go and put your name on one.
And I imagine they would be a little bit cheaper than what the other one was, being it's a slightly
Yeah,
simpler platform.
Yeah,
You haven't got the
absolutely.
folding stock.
It's considerably less than a standard MRAD.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'll tell you what, how's this NIOA water going?
I'll go through me in a minute. I'll have to exit.
Yeah.
I tell you, I don't know where they strained this from, but
Well, it's perpetual motion comes out. We restrain it, put it back in the bottoms again. Brilliant.
NIOA
Nice. Yeah.
Doing our bit to save the
save
planet.
the environment. That's what we're here for. Okay, now listen, this is brand new for 2020, and I tell you what, it's a new take on an old classic, Bushy, the Colt Python.
The snake.
The
Return
snake
of the
gun.
snake gun.
Hey, look at this. Oh, oh, oh!
Yes, well, it comes in 6 and 4 inch, I believe.
4.25.
357? No, 358s.
No, just 357 Magnum. Yeah.
We had a
we have
few
caliber
little
jokes.
issues.
We had a few issues doing up the hot products catalogue with Digital Cara. She was.
But it's a beautiful remake of the old classic.
Yeah, it is. Looks pretty much the same, a little bit different
It
internally.
looks the same. They've changed the trigger mechanism. They've changed the rear sight, and they've changed something else that I don't remember. But they had.
They got. Oh, sorry, you'd said the rear sight.
No, you're making it up.
No, I wasn't listening. You did say the rear sight.
They had 6 guns on display, I think it was, 6 or 8. And I managed to get my hands on every one of them. I was just interested to see the consistency in the double action pull, because that's why you buy a gun like this for police and service, etc. And out of the box, and admittedly, these could have been production guns, I don't know, I didn't get a chance to ask, but I tell you what, every one of them was beautifully smooth. It's like you'd taken it to a gunsmith and spent the $150 and got the trigger done, because the weight, they say the weight's between 7 and 9 pound, which sounds heavy, but that's not heavy for a double action revolver.
No.
And they were that or less. That they were really, really nice to use. So yeah.
And as you would expect, the single action trigger was really good, but that's not.
That's
but
right.
You'd expect that.
Yeah.
I actually took some footage of the Colt Python. You got to say that stand was busy, wasn't it? Like,
I couldn't get just
had to elbow up the people out the way. But I managed to get in. I managed to get one of the guys there to talk to us on camera about the new Colt Python. And Digital Cara has put the link in there, and you can have a look at those guns a little bit more close up. So
they've certainly sold a lot more than they thought they would. So they're ramping up production to cater, but I can only guess, but I still think it'll be August, September before we get some. They're saying we might get a small drink a bit earlier. I don't know. I just know it's just gone nuts in the States. So it's going to be. We're going to have to wait.
Someone's just asked, was it just in 357 cal?
Well, a Python was only ever in 357. It's caliber specific gun. Like they make. They're all about snakes. They make a 357 Cobra snake. Anaconda they used to make. They're talking about bringing that back. That was 44 Magnum. So when they actually had a snake gun, it was only in 1 caliber.
Bushy, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, come on.
But I will. What precipitated the whole the snake gun series? Like, do you?
No clue.
Yeah, because they've got a King Cobra as well, haven't they?
You could probably ask Sam Colt.
Yeah, but he's a bit dead and crusty.
Okay, all right. Well, if any of you guys out there know why,
I was going to tell him that. I was going to go looking for Sam and we'd get rid of him for a while. You're not on.
Yeah. Come on, we're moving on. We've got a busy afternoon. All right. Sure. Here's something a little bit different. Now, Bushy, this isn't new. We've actually had these. And
we haven't.
Okay, well...
Stop making it up.
I'm not making it up,
Well,
mate.
you are. We haven't had them.
Well, we had this, I'm pretty sure, in our hot products catalogue.
Had something that looked like it, probably, but not this.
Yeah. No, we've never had it.
I'm going to drink my NIOA water.
Yeah,
You
good
talk.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, this is a Butler Creek. This happens to be we're not allowed to bring in bigger than 10-shot magazines anymore.
Or 10-shot anything. Guns, magazines, that rule changed this year, and sorry, you go.
No, that's fine. No, you're going hard. But I was just saying, but this one here, a little bit different. This is a single stacker, this one. So you have, for those who would prefer to have like a banana mag, something that's hanging out of the bottom rather than a flush fit rotary, here's your answer. This is compliant. It's
when you've got a busted wing like this, they're a bit handy to use and pull out rather than the flush fit.
With his craw.
And actually the other thing that's handy about these is this is one of those ones that you can clip together too, so you can clip 2 or 3 of them together.
3 of them? How are you going to clip 3 of them together?
Well, you can.
Really?
1 on each side. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, they clip both sides.
Super glue.
No, that would be gluing. This is clipping, but you actually can clip 2 or 3 of them together. So, and it has the this one's the steel lips.
Oh yeah.
So unlike some of that, which is important because some of the cheaper mags don't have the good steel guides on them.
Very durable.
These are a lot more durable. So it's a good mag.
We brought these in mainly for Ruger precision rimfire rifles because they all originally came with a 15-shot long mag that everybody loved, and We simply can't import them that way anymore. That's the rules. And they'll all come with a flush mag. So now you can buy an extension mag for it, still 10 shot, but at least it hangs out the bottom. And you can use this in a Ruger Charger pistol. You can use it in an American bolt action rimfire. So it fits all the Ruger family of guns that takes the 10-22 mag.
Precision rifle,
Yep.
which keeps it looking like the original.
Yeah.
Remember, because the original.
Well, that was a black mag. This is a clear mag.
Yes, I know that, but at
But
least
you can see
still,
all your bullets in it.
But you still have that.
You could paint it.
That extended mag.
Why
look
would you want to
about
paint it? I like to see all the bullets in it.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
We've got any left? We've got any left now? How about now?
Listen, we actually had a question come through, but unfortunately we're not actually covering any of that on today's show. But someone actually said, do we have anything new from Ruger? The answer is yes. We certainly do. Things like the Ruger 57, for example. Yeah, and but we're going to probably have more of that in upcoming shows and probably some NIOA TV episodes. I did film extensively a whole stack of new Ruger product, and that will be coming out too in the next few weeks. So
one of the nicest additions I would say that's hit us this year out of Ruger is a long-range target rimfire. But that's a trendy rifle at the moment, sort of thing. So it's basically a take off the long-range target centerfire. So a very similar stock in that, and it's a really nice looking rifle. And hopefully we start getting delivery of those in the next few months. But for me, that's the sweet spot. I think it's a beautiful looking little rifle.
Yeah, and I mean, and of course, I keep coming back to that Ruger 57. I mean, obviously can't be hugely popular in our market, but that was a very tidy little pistol.
Nice pistol, but hard to get ammo for in 5.7 by 28. That's the only issue there. Yeah.
We do have another question. With the success of the Ruger,
I want to know everything.
Yeah, with the success of the Ruger Precision 22 LR, any other companies following that?
Well, following. Savage have brought out in the B22 series a rifle they've called Precision. It's a very different configuration to this. Look, we can only speak for our brands. I bet there is. But the only other one we know of is the Savage, which is a very different configuration stock to this rifle. Yeah. This is quite unique if you think about the look of it and the way it's put together with that chassis. I haven't seen anything else like that, no.
Yep.
Not like that.
No, fair enough. And we'll move on. So let's have a look at our next product, because I'll tell you what, this poor guy, next up.
2 beers.
2 beers. Yep. Tobias from Diana.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, I rocked up to 2 beers because I went to film him.
We were there before you.
All the new product, and guess he had nothing.
He was sitting on a stump.
He had nothing.
He had a booth.
He had a booth and nothing on it.
Yeah, that was it. There's nothing in it other than him.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a transportation
There was a
problem.
transportation issue, yes, but thankfully the following day he actually got his stock on. But Bushy, the new Diana 34 EMS, what does the EMS stand for, Bushy?
That's what Kenny's for.
Kenny, what does the EMS stand for?
Bushy knows all those answers.
It's an easy modular system, of course.
There you go.
Yeah, look, it's a little unusual. It's a different like air rifle's generally an air rifle. You don't get to tweak things on it and that. So what they've done is taken the 31, 34 platform that's been around forever, your standard around 1,000 feet per second. This one's about 900 and something feet per second air rifle, which is all you need.
In 1.7.
Yeah, in 1.7 and about 700 and something in 22. But traditionally it's always been a spring air rifle. In the last year or two, we had it in N-Tech, which is gas piston, which Kenny and I particularly love over spring air rifles now. But this
really good.
This system, so it's available in. Have we got both images here?
Yeah,
so
we do, mate.
I actually like this AR8 stock. That's what they call that stock. It's really nice. You pick that up, and it looks. You think on an air rifle. When you use it, it's really good. So you can actually interchange the barrel in this air rifle. So you can screw out the 1771, screw a 22 one in.
Wow.
Haven't had one you can do that before. You can actually change both the front and rear sights. They give you different options. You can actually change the power mechanism from a standard spring mechanism to a gas piston mechanism.
Wow.
I've never seen anything so interchangeable like that.
Yeah.
Easy modular system.
So, I want to know now. How are they going to come standard though? Again, what?
No, I think it comes with all those things.
Oh,
but
really?
But it will come spring, and if you want a gas piston, you can buy that then as an accessory.
Right.
But I believe it comes.
But it wouldn't come with 2 different barrels though, would it?
Oh,
G-rated, PG. You didn't hear that.
He's right. But you've got the option to buy another barrel to screw that in.
So you can buy it in whatever caliber you want. And
Yeah,
then
you
can-
buy it
and you can buy
1.7
an
as a
optional
rifle with
barrel.
interchangeable sights.
Right.
And you have these options as after extra. If you decide, well, I want to try a gas piston one instead, and I recommend you do because they're great.
So it comes standard with a spring.
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
Right.
Just as an aside, mate, you know, growing up, we lived on a
Growing
little
up.
hobby farm.
You grew up too much.
About 90 acres or whatever. But loved my air rifle at the time, you know, and always was out shooting with the air rifle. Just wanted to know, in the Australian market, like how popular are air rifles?
Look, they're not as popular as they used to be because of licensing, because you've still got to go through all the safety procedure, get your gun safe and all that. Whereas, you know, go back in my day, and honestly, we used to sell Chinese 61s. Most of you will remember one of those, or a Shanghai, or a Deer brand, or whatever you called it. Came in a wooden case of 10, and we used to sell one of those a day.
Yeah.
Because there was no license. You just bought, mind you, it was a really ordinary air rifle. You needed another one the next day because the first one wasn't very good.
Oh, mind you, what kind of an air rifle are you going to buy for $25? Because that's about what they
I
were.
only charged $19 for ours.
Oh, I was more expensive than you.
Yeah, that's right. We bought ours from a toy wholesaler, would you believe, in Brisbane. That's where we bought them
Well,
from.
I used to be able to buy air rifle pellets and an air rifle from Kmart.
Yeah,
and you tell
absolutely.
kids that now,
Yeah.
they do not believe you.
Oh, they're very jealous.
But licensing coming in changed that, and look, it's still quite a buoyant market. But a lot of people now, instead of starting with an air rifle, will go straight to a 22 because you can buy quiet ammo. You can buy ammo for a 22 that's quieter than an air rifle if that's what things are about. But
And it's exactly the same licensing requirements.
That's
as well.
exactly
You
right.
need the same license. You need the same safe.
What we find now is we actually sell more high-end air rifles than low-end air rifles to some degree because it's not kids who are buying them. It's someone like you and me who wants to step up and actually get a good air rifle and go out and muck around with it.
Yeah. So just your sort of run-of-the-mill old, you know, like I won't say old, but you know, just lower-end air rifles just aren't that popular.
Well, not like they used to be.
Yeah.
No, used to sell thousands of them.
Yeah. Ah, it's amazing. Anyway, moving on, back to our SHOT Show. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Dear.
No expense spared on the production values. It was always good to catch up with Alan from Kimber.
Oh yeah, Big Al.
And I tell you what, you know, as I said last time, you know, we sell a lot of the Kimber rifles, but Kimber is really renowned for their 1911s, and they have a new offering, Bushy, which is the Kimber Rapide Black Ice.
Ooh.
It's a nice looking thing too.
It is a really, really nice looking gun in the metal. Yeah, we picked one up and had a play.
Yep, we did. And no, it's just another, let's face it, it's a variant on you know, a 1911, but it's just an interesting looking thing.
It's
and
got
it's got
character like me.
It's got those lightning cuts in the
they
slide,
look great.
which dual purpose. It is made to lighten that slide down.
Yeah, it's contoured
But it's
and
also
latent.
it's a good look though.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got those nice finishes on it. What is it? The diamond-like coating.
Well, I was going to say,
DLC.
yeah. What's that all about?
So that's on the barrel itself, and it slickens up the outside of the barrel as the slide runs across it, so it's super slippery. So yeah, they've got some nice coating. It's got a nice big mag chute on it, jamming a mag in when you shoot in competition.
It's got those tritium
Oh yeah,
sights.
it's got night sights on it actually, and they're really brilliant sights. You don't normally get that. You don't get that quality of sight on too many production guns actually. So they're excellent.
Believe we're only going to bring in the 9mm because
Yeah,
that's a lot.
well
of
they do a
45s.
45 and they actually do a 10mm as well. But not many people have got the special license to buy them. So look, in the beginning we're getting 9s. People want a 45, we'll get you one. But it's really nice looking gun, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So
It's,
quite
So
like
if
it.
you're interested, please go to your local dealer and put your name down. Bushy, again, what kind of time frame are we looking with these?
Well, I've already got some on order. I would say mid-year the first lot will arrive. You know, that's the time frames you look at with licensing and everything else that's got to happen. But yeah, mid-year we'll have our first lot, I'd say.
And as I was going to say, I did film Alan talking about this
Big Al.
pistol, and I think Digital Cara. Sorry, I just saw a comment come through from Kathy Stevens there.
Is she still sitting around watching?
But
Haven't you got some work to do?
yeah, but please make sure you check out that video for the Kimber Rapide, and they'll take you through just a lot of the different features of it. Really, really exciting new rifle. New pistol from Kimber. So
I'm hoping there's going to be something really nice for dinner tonight.
okay. All I can say is, mate, it has been nice knowing you.
Drop of arsenic.
I tell you what, it has been really nice knowing you, kid. I don't think you're going to survive
I
tonight.
wasn't talking to her, I was talking to you. I'm going to your place tonight. I'm hoping there'll be something really nice for dinner tonight.
Oh, I'll give my wife a call, see what we can come up with. But listen, I think it's time we gave away a prize. Come on.
No.
Why wouldn't you? Look, what do we hold those, Ken?
I'll hold these.
These are, of course, the Bushnell Bino
Deluxe.
Deluxe. What are
Bino
they?
harness.
Harnesses. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
harness.
now listen. If you don't mind what you want to use these for, okay, you can use them for binoculars, you can use them in the bedroom. There's no judgment, okay?
No.
All right? But if we got a winner, digital Cara,
Yes.
we do. It is Matthew, not me, Matt Martin. Congratulations, mate. You have won the Bushnell
On you, mate. They're good.
Deluxe Bino Harness.
Sell a lot of those as a popular price.
Now listen, Matt, get online, get on Facebook, but private message Digital Cara, all right? And just say, hey, Digital Cara, my name's Matt. I've won these. Here's my address, and we'll send it to you. Don't put it in the general news feed. You'll find you'll end up getting all sorts of things in the mail, okay? We don't want that happening. All right? Excellent. Well, I think we should move on, fellas. What have we
Yes.
got next?
Yes, yes.
Sunnies.
Oh, this is brand new for Lupo.
I definitely want some of these.
These are
When I
great.
say some, just a pair of these would be nice. If anybody out there is listening, hello, Shane. Remember
Shane,
me?
John. Hey,
Your
that-
favourite
yeah.
marketing manager.
It's too stingy to pay for a pair, yeah.
I think we need to go straight to the top. I want to talk to Bruce. Get Bruce in. Bruce, we need to talk about getting a deal on some of
We're
these
supposed
sunnies.
to sell them, mate.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe you could send me one and we can, check them out.
Yeah.
You and I have different priorities, Bushy.
Yeah.
Big shout out to all our Lupo friends out there. We
Yeah.
had a great time with you guys. It was
Yep.
great to catch up with both Shane and John and all the team there.
But for all you Loophole users out there, what you need is matching sunglasses.
And we've got them.
Loophole branded,
Yeah,
quality.
They're actually really nice
They
glasses.
are
Yeah, we saw
very
them at the
nice.
show. We're not expecting to get any till at least April. They're not even releasing them to the public till then, I don't think.
No.
Or to dealers at least. There's something like 5 different designs.
There
3
is.
of them are ballistic rated lenses.
Yeah.
One of them's got interchangeable lenses. They've all got diamond coat and guardian.
Yeah.
Just like the scope, so it's virtually scratch free. And guardian's like that water oil repellent and that. So that's really smart,
And-
actually,
and
getting those
all-
features off the scope.
There's about 5 or 6 lens colours, all of which are polarised except one. There's just one model that's not.
Oh, isn't it? I thought they were all polarised.
Yeah, no, there's shadow grey or something. I think it's called. There's
Polarised
one.
good.
It's not polarised for some reason. Maybe they thought maybe somebody out there doesn't want polarised because
Well,
they can be a nuisance at
Yeah,
times.
in a vehicle with a laminated windscreen, they can if they're.
Trying to read
that-
your
but
heads-up
that's
display.
cheap ones. Yeah.
We have had one question come through about these. It's a serious question. Are they designed for wearing earmuffs?
Yes, I would say the answer to that is yes. They're actually very thin profile because that's one of the problems you get with some. The arms are too thick, etc., and they're a real pain. And also, if they're too thick, they'll actually open the cup up and let noise in. These are very thin and flat. So the answer is yes.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, and I mean the great thing is too is Loophole are renowned for their coatings on their lenses, and they've just transferred that over to these Well, I can't call them sunglasses. They are performance eyewear.
Oh.
Hey, how's that?
So there's some marketing for you.
Oh yeah.
Those tracers also. The tracer, is that one on there? They've got.
Yeah, that's the
let's
one.
have a
With actually, that's that one.
Yeah,
Yep.
they actually come with 3 lenses. So
Yeah,
they
they
come
do.
with grey, clear, and yellow. So
Incorrect.
Oh.
One of them comes with grey, clear, and
you're
yellow,
right.
and the other
yeah.
one comes with
different colours. Yes, they have
bronze,
different
clear, and
colours. You're correct. I stand corrected, Bushy. There are 2 different versions of it. Yes, there is a tan frame and a black frame, and they come with. But both of them have the yellow and the
Clear.
and the clear. And yeah, one's
They're
bronze,
nice
and one's
looking
grey.
glasses.
Yeah.
They're a nice looking.
And they're not ridiculously priced either. Like some sunglasses
For
you've got to
good-
pay an arm
for
and a
good
leg
sunnies,
for.
yeah.
Yeah, these are good quality, lifetime guarantee, like all Loophole.
Look, someone else here just put through they'd like a shout out to Beaton's Firearms. They've come on. Can you give a bit of a shout out? No.
Never heard of them.
No, can't.
No.
No.
I'm kidding.
Hey.
I'm kidding, Zane. I'm
G'day,
kidding.
all the team, Beaton's Firearms. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Glad to have you there.
Hello.
West
Perth.
Australians. Yes.
Someone has.
I didn't think they were even awake over there yet.
Well, what's
It's only 1 o'clock.
What's the time over there? 1 o'clock.
No, oh, quarter past.
Oh, they've just got up there.
Listen, I'll tell you what. For all our Western Australian viewers, we'll talk slower. Okay.
Oh,
Only joking.
nasty.
All right. Someone has asked a serious question. They've asked about prescription eyewear. Like,
They say they're prescription ready. Now, I'm not 100% sure of what that means.
Right.
Whether that means you can just simply swap them in and out, I don't know.
I would say the only thing that could mean is that it is possible to rip the old lenses out and put some new ones in.
So you've got the
Prescription lenses
frames,
in.
but they say that, but no one really took us through that. So
yeah.
No.
Well, when we find out, we'll let you know.
I did put some on though, and they were very comfy and they were very good.
Yeah, they did look good.
Yeah.
Even on me.
And do you still have them?
I'm not saying.
Actually, I did get an email from Shane
What,
asking
about samples?
he wanted to know where one had gone because they were putting it back. One was missing.
I bet you they lost some off the booth.
I wasn't even at that meeting.
Okay. All right, let's move on. We'll still stick with Lupo now. Bushy, I know that you're not someone that gets too excited, but you are getting excited about this.
Well, I've been asking for them for a while. That's why. Look, about a year and a half ago when they changed everything and we got VX Freedom and we lost VX1 and VX2, and there was other shuffles
You
around.
weren't happy.
No, I wasn't. And I told them.
Well,
But they were doing
in
shuffles.
fairness, they were building on the,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the line.
they had to get them back.
Yeah.
But we lost a couple of really popular scopes. VX, so a 4 to 12 by 40 with a standard duplex, we lost it. A 4 to 12 by 50 with a standard duplex, and we lost the illuminated version of that at 4 to 12 by 50, and a 6 to 18 as well. Well, they're all back. And because they're in the Freedom group,
Yeah.
they're all a good price. And in fact, the 4 to 12 by 50, which has always been one of our really popular scopes, is much cheaper than it used to be. So, you know, these are great entry-level loophole scopes that'll never let you down for life, and they're just bread and butter, and they're really good pricing. So it's great to have them back. We've got 4 to 12 by 40s in stock already, and the others will hopefully be here in about 6 weeks.
Yep. And there are some others too. That's the ones you're most excited about, but there's a couple other offerings as well.
yeah,
there's a
some
1.5 to 4, I think. By 20, there's a new one there. 30
Well, they
mil one.
already had them. Oh, it must be a different reticle.
There's a 30 mil one.
Oh, well, that must mean it's illuminated then.
Yeah, there's a couple
I was
new
gonna
ones,
say,
and
it's
there's a
an
couple,
illuminated
and there's a
version.
couple new 3 to 9s as well. There's the 3 to 9
Yeah,
by
well,
40, 3 to
there
9
is
by
a
50.
3 to 9 by 40
Yeah.
illuminated, yeah.
And these are all 30 mil.
Yeah.
So they're new. I discovered that when I was going through the catalogue.
There's a 4 to 12
Yeah.
by 40 in 30 mil as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So all I'm saying is that when you're looking at that VX Freedom range, which is I reckon just fantastic for the money.
Oh, yeah.
You're all very, very excited about getting your 4 to 12s back, but I'm just making the point that there are some other
Yeah,
new
it's a much
offerings
broader
in
range
there
now.
as well.
We only
It's growing
started-
all the time.
Yeah, we only started with half a dozen scopes. There
Yeah.
must be 25 or 30 now.
Sure.
Listen, we've just asked for another shout out. The boys at Melbourne Firearms, they are all huddled in around a
Melbourne
monitor.
Firearms. Sparky!
Yeah.
G'day, fellas.
Sparky Diane! In there, mate? I hope it's a nice stinking 16 degrees down there.
Yeah. Has the snow stopped down there yet?
Victorians, you got to watch Victorians.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, fellas. Stay on board. It's going to be we've got a bit more to go through. Have we got another question there, Digital Carrot? What have we got? Is it if it's cheaper? Did they change? What?
Oh, hang on. We've got to get a hieroglyphics expert in.
I tell you what,
Written in Arabic.
a complete sentence would be good. And where are they made?
What? Who?
If they're cheaper, did they change where they're made?
Oh, yeah.
What?
Okay.
Absolutely. Are we talking about
VX
loopholes?
Freedom.
No.
No, not at all.
And they never will. All
No.
loophole scopes.
Yeah, US.
No matter what anybody tells you,
Yeah.
and they're out there. There are liars out there
It's a
everywhere.
massive factory.
It is unbelievable. It keeps on coming up. They are all made in the USA.
Beaverton,
Period.
Oregon. 700
Period.
staff at that facility.
Yeah.
Yep.
Massive.
Yep. You just check out Loopold's site, and they'll give you a factory walkthrough. There's a video out on YouTube, and it's a
Impressive
massive
place.
operation, and that's the big thing. Like Loopold scopes are they're just rock solid.
They will never take that outside the US, I'm sure. That's just the gospel at Lupo. That's where they'll stay. Well, they've got a massive factory there. Why would they even move it?
Yeah. No, good point.
Excellent.
And factories are hard to move.
They're very heavy. This one's half underground.
Yeah. All right, now listen, something a little bit different, Bushy, we'll move on to.
Oh, it's very different.
This is extremely different. We're getting away from our scopes and our friends at Lupo, but mate, this is the Mark7 AutoDrive.
Bit of automation for you, mate.
Yes.
Dylan.
Lyman bought this company.
Yeah, Mark7 is a company that makes these massive presses. And this is a spin-off out of it.
Automated press.
Yeah, in fact, they make ones that we're not even allowed to buy because they're ITAR. They're little ammunition factories, basically, to some degree.
And they looked impressive too.
Oh, they
very
were.
Beautifully
They had
made.
them running.
Beautifully made.
So we're basically thinking of kicking off the range with something that's already existing here. Because, look, I'll be totally honest, the automated presses are quite expensive.
They are very expensive, yeah.
They will load 3,500 rounds an hour, though.
Yes.
And so will some of these.
Yeah.
So if you own a Dillon 650 and a 750, don't know why you would when there's RCBS, but they don't make anything like it, so I can't say that. But look, if you've got a 650 or a 750 or a 1050, they actually sell what they call an AutoDrive system for it. Just bang it on underneath it, away you go. It's got its own sensors in it. It's got torque sensor and speed sensor, I think, or what's that other sensor?
You took some notes.
Jam sensor.
Jam sensor.
And so in other words, it's run by a microprocessor, and if anything goes, it'll stop immediately. So all you got to do is go in, sort it back out, and restart
Sort
it.
out what the problem is.
Wow.
Away you go.
Restart. Yep.
I think in a 650, 750, the AutoDrive is capable of up to 1,400 rounds an hour, and in a 1050, 3,500 rounds an hour.
Wow.
So you can really belt some ammunition out of these puppies with these AutoDrives. They're ready to go with a Australian plug, so it is compliant, straight in, plug it straight into the wall. They come with a 10-inch high definition tablet. They've got all sorts. Actually, it's really impressive because on the tablet, you just dial up the speed. You want to slow it down a bit? Oh, yeah, 2,800 rounds an hour. Let's try that. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So to be clear, either of these two different models, one that fits a 650, 750, one that fits a 1050. They do not come with the press. This is the drive for your press.
Yeah, if you've got one.
If you've got a press, or even if you don't have one, you can buy one, but it doesn't come with the press. It's the AutoDrive system for the press. Okay, just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
But they're very good, very impressive.
Impressive to watch them.
And I think, Bushy, that was probably, I guess, one of the, you talk about changing trends and things like this that you start to see when you get to shows like this. One of the biggest, I guess, changing trends that we're seeing, but not just at ShotShow, but everywhere around the place, is actually automation. And that brings us to my next product, Bushy, which the automation with RCBS.
Look at the way he does it so fluently.
It's called a Segway, my friends.
Oh,
a Segway.
Would you get on your Segway and go then?
No. But listen, this RCBS MatchMaster powder dispenser, this is the bomb.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
ran us through a display on it, didn't they?
Yeah, no, this is a nice advancement on the previous models. The main differences, without going too far, is the fact that this has dual dispenser tubes.
Yep.
It has a large dispenser tube for putting in the bulk, and then a smaller one for trickling in the last little bit. It is accurate in match mode. It comes in different modes, but to 4/100ths of a grain,
which
which
is not much.
2/10 of not much at all.
Well done on that.
Yeah, which is an official measurement that Australians will understand.
Yeah.
This grain thing will never catch on.
Nah.
Bit like a 15th. And it also is programmable. The speeds and the way it works off an app that you get on your phone.
Yep.
And not that you need the app to drive this machine,
No, you
but
can
to
drive it without.
optimize it.
Yep.
You can optimize it and make your loads when you're setting up loads for this to actually, get that load into the pan more accurately, more quickly.
Yeah.
And
I filmed this at ShotShow, and I got Digital Cara. She's whacked up the link so you can actually have a look at this thing in action. Bushy, tell us a little bit more about it, because it was an impressive bit of kit.
Yeah, well, he threw a load for us while we were there. They allowed them to which I don't even know whether it was. No, it wasn't real powder.
No, I think it was an inert substance.
Anyway, it was something like Hodgdon 435.
Yes.
And yeah, I think he had a 56.2 grain load, and he showed us on it because you can dump like 52 of the grains like that.
Yeah, through the big tube.
Yeah, like and it's a bit like a roller door. You know, I've got one at home where you can speed it up and slow it down, and this is the same thing. You can make the speed vary throughout the whole pass of throwing the powder. And it's something like 12 seconds you had this load, and most of them will never do it that speed, but it was just like a whooshka.
Yeah. So the bulk of the load went through the bigger tube,
Yeah.
and then just at that end it would just trickle it up to that thing. It was amazing.
But it was pretty impressive, eh? Yeah, and yeah, you can set whatever level of accuracy, because obviously in match mode, with 400ths of the grain it takes longer.
Clearly.
But he had that set in match mode, and it was only doing it's like 13 seconds.
Yeah.
But the other mode
it's much quicker
is
if you go to a
0.1
tenth
of
of grain.
which, in all honesty, for the average field shooter, field load.
Oh, but not a long range shooter like you, Kenny.
Shoot out to a kilometre. How hard was it?
You know, he's the king.
Listen, we just had a question come through. Someone's actually said, you know, how easy is it to change the powder? Now, I do kind of know the answer on this because he did talk about, you know, that it didn't have this leak, like it didn't.
It's got a dump.
Yeah, you need to watch the video because he does talk about the powder changes and stuff like that. I do have that in there, so make sure you watch that video.
Pretty sure there was a drain in it.
Like yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was a drain or something.
Yeah. Most powder measures, even mechanical ones nowadays, have a drain. So you just pull the plug. Basically, it'll just empty it all out and start again.
Yeah, I must admit that I didn't go through that, but
no, he didn't show us that.
He didn't show us that, but
I just remember him talking about it.
There will be a dump.
There was something funky he had going on about it.
And then clearly you'd have to somehow empty the tubes because the tubes are going to have residual in there. So I'm just not sure how that happens, but
just get a hose in there, mate.
Yeah, just get the gurney and Listen, that wasn't just the only thing that RCBS had. They had actually a myriad of things. We're only showing you a few here today, but I have actually taken footage of all the new stuff, and that will be coming out in the subsequent weeks. But Bushy, this was a little funky bit of gear.
Yeah, this is our little, this is probably the nicest presented pocket scale I've ever seen. We've had a number of them over times, but this was just a schwanky little box, flip-top thing, 1,500 grains, accurate to a tenth, and a really good price as well.
It's battery only, it runs on a couple
AAAs, runs on AAAs.
They're included with it.
But it's just a neat little unit. It comes in some of their press kits now too.
Yes, it does.
Rather than a normal set of scales. But it just if you want a pocket scale, this is nice.
And the fact that it flips over, you can easily throw it in amongst your gear without it being damaged and without getting all sorts of rubbish in it.
I don't think you're going to get warranty if you do that,
which is not a good thing for a scale to have.
Or a cricketer.
Full of rubbish. But anyway, but it was a nice little scale,
It was a very tidy, well thought out scale.
I liked it.
RCBS have done that really, really well. I was really impressed with that.
It's very pretty.
But something else that's Bushy, you've been a big advocate of this. Sorry, mate, you got something else you want to say?
No, I'm just going to say it's the
But Bushy's a fan of these.
Well,
Uniflow number 3.
And
so this is the third
forget
version.
one, forget two.
Yeah.
3.
3.
All right, and why would you want to buy 3 over 2 and 1?
Because it's got more numbers. It's higher.
we've probably got some 2s to sell, have we?
Wouldn't have many.
Good. Okay.
Look, they're all good powder measures. This is a Whiskadera, but I don't think much. The good thing about this is we no longer have 2 cylinders, one for pistol, one for rifle loads.
Which is really good.
Oh, yeah. So they've spent a lot of time on the micrometer making sure it's accurate from half a grain to 120 grains. That's pretty impressive bandwidth. And I could be wrong, but I'm not sure anybody covers that range of powder through a manual powder measure. That's a lot. Half to 120 is huge.
How accurate, Bush?
To a tenth of a grain. I personally love mechanical powder measures. Used one all my life. If you're using the right technique and you've got a decent powder, not a long stick extruded pellet powder, the really long ones like the old DuPont 4064 and things like that, sure, you're going to have some problems because you end up chopping grains. But any of those shorter ones, a ball powder, flake powder, tenth of a grain accuracy is easy to get out of one. You just got to settle the powder in there properly and use the same technique each time. They're great to use, so quick to use, quicker than your electronic wonder. Dunk, dunk. but not to 400th of a grain, I'm sorry. That's never going to happen.
No.
But just a great thing, and it's also got a drain tube in it as well now. It never had that before. So but you'll see a brass What's-a-Maduva there, and if you twiddle that, the powder comes out.
There's some technical terms going in this twiddlings
So-
and What's-a-Maduvas.
Brass What's-a-Maduva. Yeah.
But it's a great evolution of the product. This thing will do, doesn't matter what caliber you shoot, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Bushy, I don't know how this works, but the Matchmaster Pro, the scale, the powder thrower, when are we going to get, like, we've got to wait for this stuff to get made, or have we got orders in? Do we know when they're going to come
I
up?
always want to know when stuff's coming.
Well, it's not just me, it's our adoring public.
Yeah, I don't know. I've ordered it. Look, no one said it wasn't available. But I ordered it 2 months ago. So we have a massive shipment turning up in about 6 weeks. So
Fingers
I think it'll
crossed.
be in that. I haven't been told that any of this is not available, so I think it's okay.
Yep. And as you rightly said before, there are other items that are new too.
Yeah.
So it's worth having a look at.
I think there's like new press kit. There's a
Oh,
new
they've got
press
new
kit.
dyes, new presses.
New dyes,
yeah,
new press
yeah, lots
kits.
of other new
Well,
things in RCBS, yeah.
There's a new partner press kit that doesn't even have a partner press in it anymore. It has a better press in it. It's gone up a step. So they say.
Yeah, let's not leave him flounder. I don't know.
Well, put it this way. That's what my information says.
Okay, well, if your information
Let's
says...
go with that.
It says it's now got a related special the special 5 press in it, which is a better press.
Sure, let's
Okay,
go with that.
All right, we're going to go with that.
I think you're talking about an Explorer kit.
No.
Bushy. Ooh.
Oh well, look, the information.
Oh, it could be.
No. Their information that I have might be incorrect because I thought it was a bit funny. But there is a new kit. What is it called? A partner press 2 kit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I'm not going to argue with you because it's Friday afternoon.
But anyway, there's all sorts of things.
Yeah.
New things.
Bushy, one of the questions is like that. If we could just go back a couple of steps. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I'm trying to go forward.
With that Matchmaster.
Yes.
Yeah. It is going to be slightly more expensive than the usual.
Quite a bit more.
Okay. Yep. But it's because of this getting down to a.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like they basically made the best thing you can buy.
Yeah.
So even they said it's not for everyone.
Yep.
But it's the best one you can buy.
It's the Rolls Royce.
Yeah, you just can't. They've gone to the nth degree
To get that
to get
fourth of a-
speed and accuracy.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what they've ended up with.
So, if you want one, please go on that and put your name down on one. Like I said, hopefully, like Bushy said, hopefully 6 weeks, because Bushy did say that.
Good.
Not me. So, any complaints, Digital Car will put Bushy's email up and you can
Sure.
email him. So, but listen, that's reloading out the way. Bushy, just ShotShow in general, how many years you been going to ShotShow?
I just did my 19th one.
Wow. Yep. Yep.
I know my way around now.
And Ken, how many have you done, mate?
13.
13.
Lucky 13.
So even guys from way back then to now, like, have you seen that show grow?
Yes, it has grown.
Yeah.
And also changed. And it's been at so many venues. Like in all that time, it's been on all parts of like it used to have to go to Orlando, in Florida to go to it. It's been around, but most of the time it's been in Vegas.
Yeah, well, I've been nowhere else. In the 13 times I've been,
well, there you go.
And 12 of those 13 has been in the same venue.
Yeah, and they have
So
moved
change
around.
ven-
It used to
it
be at the
changed
Hilton
venue
and the
once.
Sands and all
Yeah,
that.
right.
But
Yep.
but look, they've ended up here, I think, and it's worked fairly well. Yes, I think I can't remember the numbers back then. There was probably it's probably 50% bigger as far as attendance than it used to be. But the cyclic things that sell and go in the US market dominate it.
Yeah.
So, for the last 4 or 5 or 6 years, there was just black guns everywhere, ARs, everywhere you went. Everybody got an AR, everybody's got a derivative for AR. That's all gone now. They're all focusing on other new things. Not gone.
Not yet.
Plenty of it there, but not en masse like it used to be.
Yeah.
Even lever actions went through a big phase there. It's domestic market products for their own shooting and things like that. And you see these different trends and go, but we're just looking for the stuff for our market, obviously, or anything that's interesting.
I think one of the things that I noticed, and please feel free to jump in at any stage, but I just wanted to get your thoughts and possibly your thoughts too, Ken. Last year when we went, everything seemed quite down and flat. But this year there seemed to be a bit of optimism in the market.
Yeah, the market's
your
picking
thoughts?
up over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
it was really tough year last year. We
sure.
had a tough year too, and this year won't be any different. You know, as we all know, retail in general in Australia is really tough, and our dealers are doing it tough. So it'd be nice if you go and support them.
Yeah.
But they have actually turned the corner over there, and a lot of them said probably just because there's an election coming. It's quite weird. We call an election and business just disappears. Over there, everybody wants to buy stuff when they call an election.
Yeah.
Quite weird. But
There was there was a different feel this year.
yeah,
I thought
it was a
last
hard year for everybody last year over there, and there's a bit more optimism now, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the general vibe when we asked them how they thought things were looking in the foreseeable future, they were upbeat about it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, but their market is a completely different one to ours
Correct.
as well,
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and we have
absolutely.
different conditions that drive our market here. And as Bushy said, it's been a tough year.
Oh,
we
yeah.
don't need to bang on about all the tough things that have happened
No.
here, but and I know a lot of people are doing it hard. But if you can support your local dealer,
Please do.
please do.
There used to be one.
I used to be one. It's yeah. So because we know that that some of our dealers are doing it tough too with all the fires and
the floods
and
and
the
the-
floods and
yeah.
the drought and you name it.
Well, just dealing with Australia, basically.
it's been tough. Yeah, exactly. Oh no, we'll come out the other side, but yeah, support your.
Support your local dealer. That's
local
the
dealer.
big message.
Yep.
Now, listen, we've only got a couple more products to get
Bullets.
through. Yeah, we're going to get onto the bullet side of things. So let me have a look at what have we got.
Cartridges, to be precise.
Hello. Righto, we have got. Listen, if you've got any questions, please, now's your chance because we have got some giveaways. We have got some adequate giveaways that you definitely want to, be a part of. So, Bushy, the new federal hammer down.
Oh, yeah, hammer down. Is that what we got? The right one?
Yep.
Look at that. Look at how pretty it is.
Yeah.
So
nickel
this
case.
is kind of interesting because no one's ever brought out premium lever action ammo before. Well, look, I could say that Hornady did, but it had a tip bullet. So this is a different flavour again compared to that. This is a much lower price point. In
Nice.
fact, the reason I really like this is some of it's only 5-10% dearer than PowerShock, our cheapest ammo.
Which makes sense because when you think about it, I don't really think that the average guy out there who's banging away with his old Winchester 3030 is looking to pay through the nose for ammo.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this is a lot better than the
Oh, a
average
lot better.
for a not much different price.
No, it's awesome
And that
ammo.
makes sense.
So it's only in 3 calibers. It's in 30, 30, 44 Magnum and 45 70. As I said, the price premium above normal ammo is minimal. So it's definitely worth a look. It's nickel coated brass. So, and that is just simply for one reason. So corrosion and all that, anything it's just real slippery through a lever gun. And that's what you want in a lever gun. It's even got a gold medal primer in it. I thought that's really going over the
Nickel
top.
crosses will help with some of those maybe not so well looked after
Oh.
firearms out there.
Well,
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not
You
suggesting
have a
that.
chamber full of rust. This won't solve that.
Are you
problem.
saying our informed and audience aren't looking after their?
Look, I have some friends that live in the country.
Yes.
Love them. Great people. Firearm maintenance, not there. Some of
bit-
them.
Not their
too much
forte?
dirt.
Yeah.
Too much dirt in the hole.
Yeah.
Which is why you need this hammer down.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
it'll help.
but the biggest feature about this, apart from it looking pretty and a bit slicker to work through your action, it will be a little more accurate, and not just because it's got a gold medal primer, it's because it's got basically the fusion bullet in it.
Yes, it does.
A
A
molecular.
molecularly
Bonded.
bonded bullet. You're
How's
gonna love that.
We have that in stereo then, mate.
Yeah. So like your standard 30-30 PowerShock, I'll use that as an example. So federal projectile, it's a normal jacketed projectile, which is made from a folded up jacket basically that's punched out from gilding metal, and a lead core is put in it, swaged, all that. You end up with your bullet. The jacket is not bonded to the lead core. They'll put a canalure around it that'll help hold it in, and that. But a lot of this, other than a bit of crimping and all that, most of your soft point bullets, and let's face it, most of those are adequate for a lot of the shooting we do. But if you want a better constructed bullet, if you're chasing big pigs and things like that, this is the ammo to get. Because the molecular bonded thing, basically to start with a lead core, this is how they make gold dot handgun bullets. This is where this technology came from. But it's just an electric plating that goes onto the outside. So it's perfectly
And
concentric.
it's very precise, yeah.
So these bullets are actually much more accurate than standard jacketed bullets as well. So it's really is a good cracker for the money.
Quick question: is it HP or SP?
It's FN,
Yeah, flat nose.
flat nose.
There you go. That's the question I got asked. So
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Which is a soft point flat nose.
Yeah, so it is not hollow point.
No.
It is a flat nose lead tip type bullet. Yeah.
Yep.
But a absolutely brilliant thing, I think, especially because of the price. I mean, it's affordable. Aussies like affordable ammo. It's a cut above. Like we have 30-30 Fusion and that. 30-30 Fusion, I think, is like great cartridge. Don't get me wrong, but it's probably 50 or 60% dearer than PowerShock. This is about 8%.
So I can't see. Do we say what calibers it's in, Bushy? What have we
I
got?
just said.
You weren't listening.
No, I wasn't. I actually nodded off for just a second. But did I miss anything else?
That's Ken's narcolepsy.
You're going to have to speak up, Sonny.
Oh boy.
What was it? Tell me again.
30-30, 44 Magnum and 45-70.
Well, that's a nice choice.
Isn't it?
Yep. Very
Gee,
nice.
I reckon a genius must have ordered those coming in. Who was that?
Bushy loves 45-70.
Oh yeah, I've ordered them. Don't you worry, they're coming.
Right, so when are they going to go
I
right?
don't know. But I've ordered them.
This seems to be a bit of a common theme.
Well, the thing, marketing people don't understand.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine.
It's not all we
I
don't
can't
understand.
call you what I want to call you.
No, that's fine. We're live.
Yeah, it's the only thing saving you.
Maybe.
But the truth is, with nearly every single thing we order, and most of you consumers don't understand this, it's made. They don't pull it off a shelf and put it in a container and send it because they don't have it.
That's right.
Like we order ammunition, they build it. It's not there. Even down to a lot of the RCBS stuff that's built. Every rifle, Ruger have no stock. There's nothing. They never have any guns. They have orders for guns and they build them. So this is why it takes us so long to get stuff.
And
no
why
one
it's really
keeps
hard
inventory.
it's really hard to predict when this will happen.
Exactly, because there's production cycles. Yours is going to come out of one of those production cycles. So yeah, it's not like it used to be. I can tell you, I've been in the trade forever, as I keep saying, and everybody used to have everything in stock. And one or two companies started cutting costs by cutting inventory, so their prices came down, and everyone followed. It means our prices became lower, but now no one has any stock.
But
So-
I mean, I think that's important for an education on the consumer side because,
Well,
as you
it's
know,
the truth.
we get a
Yeah.
lot of phone calls going, oh, I ordered this 6 months ago, and blah,
There
blah,
are
blah.
some things that manufacturers have on the shelf, but not a lot.
Well, see, the thing about it is we do try to carry the stock.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
but when it's new,
Yeah.
But
we can't do anything about it.
correct. And predicting sales is like, who's got the magic,
Well, Bushy does pretty well, but I mean, Bushy, you're sometimes ordering stuff. How far out?
well, actually now that the US has settled down, it's not as bad. I had to order 18 months ahead of when I needed it. At one point there with Obama in and all the panic going on over there. How the hell are you going to know what you need in 18 months' time? But that's what I had to do. Otherwise, you just get nothing. So we've gone away from that madness, if I could call it, thank goodness. But still, on average, I would order 6 to 8 months ahead to get something. And this is the problem when it's new, you've got nothing. Once we get stock of it, generally we can keep stock of it. We've got $20 million worth of stuff out there, as long as we don't stock things. But when it's new, that's the hardest time because everybody needs it at the same time. So production can't cope with it, and it takes months to get something new.
Yeah. No, well, I think that's good. I mean, people do need to hear that and understand how a bit of this side of the industry works. So that when you go to your local firearm dealer and you go, well, why have we got it? It's over there in the States and rah, rah, rah. That's why.
We have no doubt, they're absolutely 100% correct. They probably have got it, seen it on the shelf over in the US, no doubt.
Yep.
But they fill that domestic market largely a lot first. That's not exactly true, but it reaches the domestic market
Well,
first.
that's the thing. If a guy there has it, and he was delivered at the same time we were, it's still 2.5 months before we get ours.
Yeah.
So and they were shipped at the same time because he's down the road. We are not down the road.
No, we are floating out in the middle of the ocean.
Correct.
Oh, we love it.
Excellent. Well, listen, we're coming up to the final one for
Terminal
today.
Ascent, Kenny.
Terminal Ascent.
This is ammunition built for a guy who shoots 1 kilometre.
And if you're talking
I
terminal,
only did it once.
But you
Yeah,
never going to hear the end of it.
I just said if you're talking terminal,
yeah, I know. You're getting my wife all excited now.
You do have a good life insurance, don't you?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I didn't feel safe with it.
Nice.
You don't want to be worth more dead than alive. I'm telling you
I'm
right
hearing you.
now.
I'm hearing you.
Right now.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Big shout out to our wives watching today.
Colonel Ascent, Kenny.
Yes.
It's not in your favourite calibre 6.5 Creedmoor. It's only 270 to surround a Win Mag.
Yeah, but it still comes in that nice nickel case.
Oh yeah, yeah. Gold medal primer.
Looking nice, yes.
Very nice.
So, Bushy,
All
just
that.
explain the gold medal primer. Why are those primers so good?
Because they're made of gold.
That is not true.
That's not true.
As in marketing.
I read that. That's not made.
No, they are batch selected.
Yeah.
It's no different to when you buy Ely rimfire or any high quality product. They've generally got machines running stuff, but they are batch selecting things from it. So they might have made this batch, and this batch is just brilliant. Becomes gold medal primers. Things like that. So batch selection generally is the reason why, and it's by weight, how much propellant's in each one, that sort of thing. I'm not saying they don't run them separately, because I was not allowed in the federal primer. No one's allowed in the federal primer factory, because you do one thing wrong there and half the earth's gone. So I was happy not to go in there.
Very volatile stuff.
Yeah.
But this is generally batch selection is what all of that's about. When rimfire, priming, all that sort of stuff.
Which ends up with more consistency.
Absolutely,
is the name of the game.
More accurate.
A more consistent flash means a more consistent ignition. Hopefully,
Primers are so
hopefully
important for
leads to
accuracy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, my experience over the years has been that, particularly in smaller cases, the smaller the case gets, I've found,
The more important
the
the
more
primer.
important the primer is, and
Absolutely.
the consistency of that primer.
Yeah.
It has.
But why is that,
It would
Ken?
seem that it has a bigger effect. Has a bigger effect in that small capacity. I don't particularly understand the science behind it or the
Well,
physics
it's a
behind it.
significant source
But-
of the explosion.
Yeah, exactly. And I could be completely wrong, but all I know is that from experience over the years, I have discovered that the smaller the case, the more important the primer becomes, and that's just what I found.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if everybody else has found the same thing, but particularly in things like a Hornet, I had a Hornet once. I was tearing my hair out. Hang on, yes, I had hair then. Tearing my hair out about because I couldn't get it to shoot accurately.
You must have been really upset.
I was beside myself, Matthew. And what ultimately brought the groups down nicely was changing the primer to a match grade primer.
Yeah, right.
And it really made a huge difference. So and in some calibers it's not as important. And but anyway, we maybe digress a little bit. But let me tell you that if you're having any difficulty out there and with your accuracy of your loads, don't overlook the primer. Don't overlook any component, as a matter of fact.
No.
But certainly
But I
don't
was going to say,
overlook
like
the primer.
with that whole reloading thing, because there are so many bits associated with it. Because I don't know that much about the
You don't know anything,
Well,
mate.
especially about the reloading process. But like it's still not an exact science. Like you still could have a very good primer, but the other things aren't.
There's a whole pile of
Yeah.
variables.
The combinations are just infinite,
Yeah.
right? When you actually get into the
One of the
nitty-gritty.
most important things with primers, though, is to use the right one for the right application. I don't know how we got onto primers. We're talking about ammo.
Yeah.
But,
No, but
but
this is
the
interesting.
thing is, if you're using a Magnum primer where you shouldn't be, you're going to have overpressure problems. You're going to have accuracy problems. You're going to have all sorts of issues. Use the right primer you need.
Sure,
If everybody specifies a standard large rifle primer, guess what?
That's the thing.
That's the one you should generally use. If you start using a Magnum primer in those situations, and I've done it, you get overpressure, all sorts of things can go wrong. And vice versa. If you're using a standard primer where you should be using a Magnum primer, you're not getting the proper burn, you'll end up with a barrel full of unburnt powder. You can also have hang fires, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's made to burn those slow burning, copious amounts of slow burning powder. So
You've got to get the right one.
Using the right
Difference between a
componentry is
pistol
important.
primer and a rifle primer. A rifle primer basically shoots a rod of flame, so it goes all the way through the powder to the end of the bullet because they're longer cases. And a pistol primer shoots a ball of flame because it's only a short little case. And so there's two different burning methods to get all the powder burnt. Terminal ascent.
Right.
Yes, terminal ascent. Yes, sorry, I didn't mean to.
Jeez.
This is the stuff we should be talking about. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Tell us more about it, Kenny.
I've got nothing.
Oh,
Yep.
Awesome.
I added my bit. No, it's,
The big thing about terminal ascent is the bullet itself.
Yeah.
Because this is, well, it's polymer tipped. There's lots of polymer tipped bullets on the market. But this thing is made for long range hunting. So if you're capable and you know what you're doing, you can shoot 400 yards and beyond or whatever. If you've got your rangefinder and you've got your good special rifle and all that, a lot of these hard bonded bullets will not open up because there's not enough velocity at those ranges. So they end up just punching a hole clean through the animal, not opening up properly, and it runs away. That's the last thing you want when it's 500 yards away. But this, because in behind that polymer tip, there's a massive cavity, and that still allows the bullet at lower velocity to open up dramatically still. It'll still hold together at close range, no problem, but it will open up at long range, and this is a very good bullet for long range hunting. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
that is astounding.
We do have one question come through. Are you going to bring in that Federal Ascent projectile separately for reloaders?
Yes.
There you go, simple answer.
NIOA has delivered again. Hey?
Don't ask him when they're going to come in.
Yeah,
Don't ask him. Don't do it.
When are they coming in, Bush?
Eventually.
Eventually. So the answer is yes. Listen, we've got to start wrapping this up, people, because we've got a weekend that we've got to get onto. But we have really, really enjoyed your company here today. But we've got a couple of prizes to give away, Kenny.
Oh, we do. We've got some nice. And if we finished on Federal.
Hold this up, Bushy.
and hold that theme.
All right.
We have some really nice Federal beanies here.
All right, so Digital Cara has gone through the questions. She's picked out the best questions. She's picked a couple of winners. Don't put them on. No, don't put them on.
Let me model that for you,
Oh,
mate.
jeez.
Hey?
Look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Hey, I've got to zoom in on that.
Now I really want one.
Covers your ears too, look at that.
Well, I think
It's really cold?
I think beanies are meant to cover your ears.
Oh, I've never worn one. This
Listen.
is my first time.
All right, this one
I live
here.
in Queensland.
This one here that Bushy's wearing. The winner is Barry Wooten.
Oh, Barry.
Yeah.
I know Barry.
Oh, do you know Barry? Yeah. Well, he's a winner. Barry, I'll get you a clean one, mate. All right.
Yeah. I'll leave a bit of my DNA in this
No,
one, mate.
I'll get you a clean one. And our second winner,
It's a
Ken,
nice beanie, actually.
Yes, which I won't wear.
well, I don't think it's big enough
No.
for your head, is David Power.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
So
Good on you,
Barry,
Dave. Barry.
David, send your details to Digital Cara, Digital Naomi, and we will send out clean beanies for you. Okay? But listen.
Actually, it's nice and soft.
They're good, aren't they?
And look at that. Look at that. Nice. It's been embroidered. Look at that.
It is
Yeah.
good, isn't it?
I
Federal.
told you they were good.
Right.
Listen, thank you so much for joining us here Friday afternoon. I know you could have better things to do, but we
Absolutely.
appreciate you guys tuning in. Next month, we've got something a bit different. Bushy, what are we going to do next month?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
Well, there's talk of possibly spear bullets.
Oh, well, let's do that then.
All right, we'll have a look at that.
There you
Anyway,
go, wouldn't you?
more information as it comes to hand. We're going to look at what we're doing. But guys, have a very safe weekend. Please, if you've got nothing to do, just go and visit your local gun dealer because they'd love to see you. And we look forward to seeing you next time on
NIOA
TV
TV.
live stream.
Oh, yeah.
The crowd goes wild.
Goes wild.